What are some guy secrets girls don't know about? My dad served in the Pacific during World War II. A kid from the Bronx. He had never been out of the Bronx in his entire life. Then he got sent to New Guinea. Decades later, as he lay dying in the hospital bed, he told us, as his young friends were being slaughtered by other young men, just before they died, they always cried for their mothers, never for their fathers, always for their mothers. He said, they were just kids being slaughtered by other kids. And then they died, in his arms. Their last words were always, "Where is my mother? Where is my mother? Where is my mother?" Never for their fathers. That affected him for his entire life. And dad lived a long time. He was the lucky one. If you compliment my appearance, I will probably remember forever. I still remember when a girl in college told me I look nice with my beard when I first grew it out. I've had a beard ever since. Your chances of getting what you want out of us are infinitely higher if you tell us directly. I just spent the last hour shouting all of these to my husband in the other room, and him replying, "Yep." We don't care how popular or unpopular you are with other women. So it shouldn't factor into how you value yourself when dating. When people come crying to us, our first inclination is to fix the problem. Since this is, often, not possible, led with something along the lines of "can I vent for a minute?" or anything that signals to us this is just a time for active listening, rather than a problem-solving session. When we want to be alone, it's not that we don't want to be around you, it's that we don't want to be around anyone for a bit. If we tie down anything in the back of a pickup truck or trailer, it's physically impossible for us not to stand back and say that's not going anywhere. We really do think your hair is good. It looked good before and after you got a haircut. It looked good curly and it looked good straight. It looked good when you woke up and when you made it. As long as it's shaped like the hair we gave girls on stick figures when we were 5 years old, we think it looks good. We don't get the hint. Saying I almost broke my neck in the driveway is not the same as asking us to shovel it. In my mind I'm thinking thanks for the heads up, I'll be careful. Oftentimes, we genuinely don't care where we go to eat, because we're just hungry and want food. Any food. As long as you eat some too. The nod. When you see a guy you don't know, or kind of know, but don't really know well enough to talk to walks by, you'd give a subtle nod of your head, which they return. I talked to my wife about it and she confirms that women do not do this, but that they sometimes smile instead. We desperately want you to toss us things, instead of just handing them to us. No matter how you shake and dance, the last 2 drops go in your pants. As a favor, I worked on a girl's car one time and got pretty dirty. Afterwards, she asked me if I wanted to come inside and take a shower. I told her no, because I hadn't brought any clean clothes to put on after the shower. She just kinda giggled. Yeah, us guys aren't exactly too bright when it comes to reading between the lines. I had a girl tell me that my haircut looked nice. I've kept that same haircut for 4 years since then. Just because we're in the shower for an abnormally long time doesn't mean we're jerking off. Guys like to have long hot showers too, you know. I'm not staring at you, I'm zoned out thinking about how I'd start a brewery in medieval England, whilst my eyes just happen to be facing your direction. If you have a son, don't rush into his room and demand that he get up immediately to do chores or some shoot. He definitely has morning wood and would appreciate not needing to hide a boner from his mom. Give him like 5 minutes. Just because I got pee on the wall doesn't mean I'm being lazy. It's because it decided to come out a different direction than where the hose was pointed. That when you fling your underwear off your leg and catch it, you feel like a ninja. It's not that we can't take hints, we are just afraid of looking too far into something. If someone is flirting with me, I have the dilemma of is she actually into me or is this just how her personality is? If it is hot outside, and you see a guy do some wacky dance, They are just unsticking their balls. There is an unwritten rule of bathroom urinal etiquette that is never taught to young men, but is somehow universally known. When a man enters a public restroom to pee in the urinal, he is to occupy every other available urinal from other urinating men. Meaning, the prime peeing positions are in urinals 1, 3, and 5 if that is available. 2 and 4 should only be occupied if there are no other choices. Only weirdos choose to piss in the urinal next to you when there are plenty of open urinals along the wall. Also, if we have to use the toilet to piss, we tend to piss on the side of the bowl to make less noise. How often we fantasize about saving the day from terrorist attack or something. When we come home from work, we could use some downtime to do nothing. The car ride home does not count. Give us 20-30 minutes without unloading. This may be true for everyone, but having a moment to just be dormant on your couch or in front of the TV let our body and brain say, work is over and you can put it behind you. It's actually not always so easy to get an erection. Sometimes he's tired, or he's nervous or worried, or he's on meds that make it difficult. Antidepressants are notorious for this, or any number of things. The stereotype is that men are always ready to get up and go, but this is far from true. So don't expect it, and don't be offended when his dong doesn't want to play, even if he does. Sometimes we want to not do anything cause our dongs get hard for no reason. If we have a goofy hobby and you take interest in it, even the slightest, we love it. I'm a big gamer and my wife, who also games, but not the same ones I play, will often watch what I'm doing, ask about the game, and generally take an interest. Her saying "Oh, are you looking forward to Anthem" is really cool and I appreciate her interest. It's be so easy for her to pay no attention, and her doing so makes a big difference. Sometimes when we are walking our balls hit our legs. If our balls are itchy, we don't actually scratch them. Instead we rely on clever little pinches to the nutsack. We don't understand hints and be completely clear about what you want. We can't simply assume, or feel, the complete meaning just because you told us one or two things about it. That when you ask me what I'm thinking, and I say it's nothing, it's just that it would take too much effort to explain why I'm deciding if Bruce Lee trapped in a bionicle would be able to fight off waves of small animals like the Pickle Rick scene. Most guys, at least that I know of, compliment other men in their heads, but don't say it aloud so that way we aren't mistaken for being gay, which there is nothing wrong with. I compliment my best buds just to see their faces light up. I think more men need to get complimented on small things. It doesn't happen that often. We provide a valuable toilet cleaning service which is underappreciated by peeling off any stains that might happen to be clinging onto the inside of the bowl. If you want something, just ask us. We are task orientated. Saying, "I'm cold," won't always register to us as, "I need a blanket, can you get me one?" And if you're mad at us for something, just tell us and we will probably stop doing that thing if it's realistic. Don't just fester in your anger for days and wonder why we don't care. We do. We just have no idea what you want us to do. I don't know about other guys, but I prefer measuring a certain aspect of myself in centimeters. Dudes can be crazy starved for touch. Or maybe just Americans. But generally, if you wanna be there for your guy, scratch his head or like his back. Hold his hand. Put your hand on his leg. Do that thing where you guys lock arms elbows when you walk. When I'm frustrated or in my own world stressing about money or what I have to do later that day, it really brings me back and grounds me to enjoy the moment with my girl. Take care of yo mans. We always pull the zipper away from our crotch before zipping up. My wife, girlfriend at the time, once reached over to zip up my pants and I had near heart attack from the instant and real fear that she would zip the tip. We learned to pull the zipper away at a fairly young age, because we don't enjoy zipper tracks on our gentleman bits. I've been on the toilet for 30 minutes, but I am actually pooping. Gold edit. Thanks for that. Can I trade my coins for HaveYouReddit cream? On hot days your balls get stuck to your thighs and it feels like they've been bonded together by superglue. Men can have eating disorders and body positivity issues too. I've struggled for years, and yet the few people that I do open up to about it just write it off as a phase or just forgetting to eat once in a while. But when girls come forward with the same issue, it's immediately addressed as a serious matter. And when the issue is talked about on a larger scale, men are rarely, if ever, included. When you think you are being clear, you are not being clear. At least 30% of the time a girlfriend tells me about something, I'm completely unsure what she really means. I used to think when I found a girl where that didn't happen she'd be the one. I now realize that approach is a surefire way to achieve lifetime bachelorhood. Guys like to be complimented too. Nothing makes my day more than having someone compliment me about something random like my shoes. Men have just as many issues with mental health, depression, anxiety, body issues. Please recognize this. I hate living in a world where it's not socially acceptable for men to talk about these things. A lot of guys would talk about their experiences and issues, but don't feel like they can. I feel like we just sort of ignore the issue, and guys that have mental health issues are sort of looked down upon, because men are all supposed to be outgoing and confident. Maybe you have a guy friend who doesn't get out a lot. Maybe he's acting strange or isn't totally there. This might be why.